like the kids in there was like little pit bulls. You know what I mean? And so I was like, this is kind of what I wanted to do anyway, because I'm an older guy.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing is more like my speed as opposed to MMA. And
Right.
so I fell in love with the gym. As soon as I met Jimmy, we talked probably 10 minutes. And it was like, he's like, I need to see you tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. So I went back the next day and, been going ever since.
Okay. You have a very impressive record. I first learned about you from a good friend of mine, Andy Nance. And Andy is big in the game, man. Anybody that knows anything about the sport of boxing, he's one of probably the most well-rounded people that you can know, and he's just a straight shooter, man. He ain't gonna bullshit you. He talked about you a lot, man. He always saying like, my boy LaRon. So I did homework on you, brother. 13 wins by 13 knockouts, man. That's definitely impressive, man. So you definitely got power, man, and you definitely have what the fans want to see. But I'm gonna hit the side of you that most people may not know about you, man, and that's you're an educator, brother. You're an educated fighter. Not saying fighters aren't, but you're not the norm, man. You're educated, went to college, and also when I did my work, man, you're a football player as well, man. You tried out, I mean, you performed for the 49ers and the Cowboys. So can you go into that? Let's go back to those days of MJC and then going to the other colleges, Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, man, it was good. It helped. Everything happens for a reason, And after, because I was at JC, I graduated from JC, and ended up going to Bakersfield. And so I played down in BC while I was going to Cal State, Bakersfield. And from there, a few different schools called me. Ended up going to play at Paul Quinn College, which was a small school in Dallas. And it worked out because my father at the time he just had a stroke. He had just had a stroke. So I had to go to Dallas anyway. So, he was kind of bed-stricken. I used to go help him out and stuff. So it was right down the street from the house. So it was kind of like, everything, like I say, happens for a reason. So I was there. I was in Dallas. I was able to play football, still continue my education. Worked out, was finished. When I was done with that, worked out actually it was the 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. I passed on a workout with Dallas and the Redskins because it was the same weekend as the workout in San Francisco. It kind of just made sense. I was like, let me just try out for the team that's closer to where I grew up. I wasn't even a Niner fan, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So I swing for the fences to see what happens. So I got a chance to do more than guys who have been playing their whole life. So I'm not complaining.
I heard that, man. You got the best of both worlds, man. What I want to know is, what made you want to work with kids, man? To be an educator, man, because that's a job that's heavily underpaid, brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely need to be getting paid more money.
Yeah, never lied. The people that have helped me coming up, my father was always one who was really good with my friends. He was competition in terms of him. We looked at him as like, oh, that's an old man, but you couldn't beat him in basketball. You know what I mean? You couldn't outrun him. And so him, Mr. Jones, Mr. Tommy Jones, he's the reason I was running track and loving track. He beat me as a 12-year-old. He beat me in a foot race. And that was how he got all respect. The way he did it was he took us down to the beach. He wouldn't race us on flat land, So we was digging, and he was, he was light-footed. So he was very methodical, and how he did that. Mr. Barcelos, I can go on for days with all the positive men that I had in my family, in my life. Not necessarily family, but just positive male role models that have helped me and my brothers and my friends along the way. So you gotta pay it back. You gotta pay it forward. So that's what I'm doing. Plus the kids keep you young.
You ain't never lied about that, man. For real. That's on the strength. That's the truth. So getting to boxing, brother, what what style of fighter would you say that you are? To attract people to come watch you, because your record says it all for itself, man. It's kind of like that saying, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't, and your numbers definitely are not lying when it comes to it. So, what type of fighter are you?
I believe it or not, I'm a boxer. I don't necessarily look for the knockout. My coach, one of the first coaches I ever worked with in the boxing game was Dennis Lawler, and he was a natural southpaw. So, we worked really well together, and I learned a lot of tricks in the beginning of the game. And his philosophy was, if you land one punch and he doesn't land any, we win the row. Believe it or not, I take that philosophy into every fight, and I try to use it with sparring. Sometimes, you got to meet guys with the sparring in order to calm them down. But for the most part, I try to use that as to the best of my abilities. But if you watch the Sweepy Whitaker fight, he was known for defense, right?
Right.
But every fight, he landed a bomb on somebody. He just, I guess you could say he didn't have the power to really knock people out, but he, you could watch his highlight reels, he was cracking fools,
Mm-hmm.
So, same with Chris Bird. He was a smaller guy. He actually fought the Olympics at 165, known for his defense and his movement. But he cracked a lot of dudes, he just wasn't able to knock them out, because he wasn't a natural heavyweight. But so I try to bring that philosophy to the game. And with the heavyweights nowadays, all of us are over 235, 240, 250. So it could be a glancing blow that sets somebody down. So don't let the record fool you. I'm very aware of me being 13-0, but that could be different. One guy I fight lands a different punch, it's a different record now. So I try to be very aware of that.
Okay. Yeah, heavyweight has always been the moneymaker, always been the one that everybody wants to see when it comes down to boxing. What do you think about your division right now, man, with the champions that's out there, the people, the division? What do you think about the heavyweight division?
Oh, I love it. We sell all the beer. Heavyweights sell all the beer. I don't understand why a local card would not have at least one heavyweight fight on it. Every local card should have at least one heavyweight. Even if they're two guys that are just swinging for the fences, there's always that it could end factor with heavyweights. And I think that the guys at the lower level like Kovalev, Triple G, Canelo, they have that heavyweight, it can end right now factor. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we have that, and I think right now it's heavyweight division is back. It really never went anywhere. I tell everybody that. It never went anywhere. It just went to Europe. And so we're kind of an out of sight, out of mind culture. So the Klitschko's was over in Europe whooping everybody. So to Americans, it was like, oh, there's no heavyweight division because you had to go to their home to beat them, which makes sense, But they've always been good heavyweights. After Lennox, you went right in Conor Ortiz, Ryan Jennings, you had Anthony Joshua, Charles Martin, he just lost to Joshua. You got both Klitschko's, the younger Klitschko, you got Fury. I can go on for days with all the heavyweights that are quality fighters. And if you watch them, you got King Malik Scott. If you watch them, they're doing things in the ring that show that they know what they're doing. They're not just being tall guys that are trying to keep you away and land a 1-2. You see feints, you see movement, you see them setting up certain shots. You see them digging to the body, which is heavy. Well, not necessarily Klitschko, but but a lot of other heavyweights, they do go to the body now, so that shows you that they can fight.
Hey, brother, I want to let you know we are on Facebook Live and on Periscope Live, and we just got a live question, and I want to bring this your way, and it's a very good question. How important is it to have the right people behind you when it comes to the sport of boxing?
It's everything in boxing. To have the right people behind you is everything in boxing. A prime example of that is somebody like Erislandy Lara, who was a very talented fighter. Probably the most dangerous fighter, I think, at 154. But look at his career. Like a lot of people kind of shit on or don't necessarily know about Erislandy Lara as opposed to a Canelo. That was a hell of a fight between them.
Yeah.
I would love to see that fight again. But You got, you know what I mean? You have the guy who has the right people and the right amount of money behind him, and you have guys that don't. So that's it's very important. It's everything.
You know, let me ask you that too as well, man. I'm play devil's advocate. Speaking of Canelo and Triple G, will this fight ever happen? Why isn't it happening? You know, you have a lot of boxing fans saying like boxing isn't how it is, you know, or how it was back in the day. Of course, boxing is a business. I just think it's just being brought more to the forefront now because, you know, boxing is all about getting their paper now. It's not all about just going out there and having wars and then leaving with nothing. So with that being said, my brother, how do you think that fight is gonna? You think it's ever gonna happen?
Real quick, I'm gonna go get my charger too while we're on the phone while
No
I
problem.
answer this question, so I can do it. Hold on, real quick. Let me try to get this before I answer. Let me use your charger.
Tony Avila said, commented and said,
All right.
he's one badass dude.
Whether I think it'll happen or not, I don't know. That's, you know, boxing. People say it's not like it used to. Then they may not necessarily be fans of boxing because if you're a true fan of boxing, then you understand that a lot of fights didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Foreman never fought Larry Holmes, Riddick Bowe, and Lennox Lewis didn't fight. In the pros, they fought the amateurs. You know, there's a bunch of guys that didn't necessarily fight. Mike Tyson and David Tua never fought. Mike Tyson and Tommy Morrison never fought. There are a lot of fights that never necessarily happened. Whether I think it's going to happen, I hope so. You know, that's up to Golden Boy and whoever Triple G is with. As a fan, I would love to see that fight. I would have to go with Triple G, but I would love to see that fight. It would be fireworks. Side note, too, because got me going. Fans need to stop being so hard on guys when they take these types of fights and they don't necessarily win or they don't look good. Then there'll be more real guy. I consider myself a boxer, but I also respect the fact that I had to pay homage to MMA because if it wasn't for MMA, I would have never been in a position to meet my coach and start boxing. When guys go out on a limb and take these fights, the first thing you can't do is go call these guys bums and oh, they no good, I'm not going to watch these fights no more, because then promoters take note of that and then they don't match the guys up with each other. You know what I mean? And it does them no good. I've had friends of mine who I've sparred with that are damn good fighters. And they said that promoters would not put money behind them because they have 1 or 2 losses. Like 10-1, 10-2 fighters. But you're not going to put any money behind this guy because he has a loss. You can't necessarily... Everybody's not Floyd. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to be able to tie Rocky Marciano's record and retire undefeated. So with that being said, when these guys make these super fights, stop being so hard on them. Or just at least try to not be so hard on them. We're in this hurt business. Guys are going to get knocked out. Mm-hmm. Boxing is not fair. You could be winning all 12 rounds and get clipped with a shot or finally get worn down with 5 seconds left in the fight like Mildred Taylor, and now you lose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not basketball where if I'm up 80 to nothing, I can put the scrubs in because there's no way they're going to score 80 points in 3 minutes. This is the fight game. So, sorry I went on that little rant. But
No, brother, no, please, man, keep it real. That's what we love to hear. You know, like I told you before, I think that's what attracted me to you. There was a fan of yours, a friend of yours, wanted to give you a shout out, Tony Avila. Told me to tell you what's up. Yeah, told me to tell you. He said you a badass dude, man.
Tony is the man. I love Coach, man. He's one of the real individuals, man. I trust Tony so much, I would go down there and work out with him sometimes. You know, on my own, my coach and I, we trust him. So
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he got a good heavyweight. Rodney is a good dude, man. Rodney's a good dude.
Yeah, Rodney, hell of a fighter.
Yeah.
Hell of a fighter.
Yeah. Maybe we can do something with him in the future as well. Well, I also want to know this, man, because I get so many people coming up to me saying, man, I want to be a fighter. I want to train. I want to do this. I want to do that. But they don't know the sacrifices that it takes in order to be a fighter. Because me being a coach, on the real, I don't want it more than a fighter, brother. If I wanted more than a fighter, then that's the issue. That's gonna be a problem. But they don't know, they only see the outcome of it. They only see the facade, the shell. Floyd making all the millions of dollars, and these guys flying around and got the lavish lifestyle. But they don't know the grind, the hustle that you gotta go through, man. Could you please explain that to them and keep it real?
To be honest with you, it'd be like explaining astrophysics to a wino. If they're not a fighter, they'll never get it. And I'm not trying to say that to be insulting. I'm trying to say that to be as honest as possible. Make the most logical, realistic analogy as possible. I can't explain what it's like to be sitting. I'm going to use my example. To be sitting at a table, breakfast table with my grandmother on my son's birthday, getting ready to have breakfast with her and then go pick up my son. You get a call at 10:30 that says, hey, we want you to fight on Saturday against blah, 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 blah. And then you get a sickness in your stomach because you're like, damn, my son's birthday is today. My baby girl's birthday is Saturday, the day they want me to fight, the day they give me an opportunity to make some money to take care of my baby girl. Now I have to make a decision. Not a sacrifice, because the sacrifice is the decision. But I have to make a decision whether I'm going to move her party up or back a day, and then potentially be at her party with scars and bruised up for the pictures, so she'll never forget that. Not to mention, she's not going to be able to have her party on her birthday, as you promised her, as you have been talking to her, about the whole time for 2-3 weeks. And then if you don't, now you missed out on that money. They don't understand what it's like to be tired as hell because you were up all night worrying about an opponent or thinking about a sparring session or thinking about a good training or a bad training session. So you don't go to bed till 3 or 4 in the morning when you still got to get up at 5 o'clock to go run your 5 miles before you go to work to teach somebody else's kids.
Right.
And then you go teach at work to get off, to come home for a quick minute, make a sandwich, do whatever you got to do, prep your dinner for the night, to go to the gym to put in another 2.5 to 3 hours, to come home, to cook. Now it's 7:30, 8 o'clock, you haven't really seen your kids all day. You get a chance to kiss them, hug them, tuck them in bed, because they got to be in bed by 9. You still haven't even taken a shower. You take a shower, you try to eat, you try to crash because you got to get up the next day and do the same thing again. To be able to see the guy you're about to fight, you trying to knock his head in the 3rd row, he's trying to knock your head in the 3rd row at the weigh-ins, and he's already a fucking asshole because he got a dickhead coach that ain't never fought that told him, you got to be a warrior, you got to be willing to die in here. And the coach wanted this championship more than the fighter because the coach who was too scared to have balls to fight wants to live through these fighters. So he wants the guy to be a tough guy. So now you got to deal with this fucking tough guy asshole all week or all 2-3 days to go through the process of weighing in. Damn, they're getting into a fight with this guy. Now you mad. Now you pissed off. Now you trying to go to bed angry, or you let it rush off your shoulder like I do. To go to the next day, you wake up, you eat. You got to worry about the fight all day. You go to the walk into the locker room. You got all your equipment, you ready to go to war, you get your hands wrapped, and then it's hurry up and wait. Because you was the 3rd fight on a fight of 7 cards. The show was supposed to start at 7. Something happened, now the show don't start till 8:30. Now you sitting there, you hungry, like, damn, I wonder what's gonna happen. You're nervous, the butterflies starting to kick in. Your hands been wrapped forever, so much that it feel like they're not even wrapped no more. Then there's an error with the gloves or something wrong. Oh, damn, this guy, he may pull out the fight, or you got to go take a drug test, but you can't piss, and you're trying to warm up. You got to worry about, it's too much. It's so much. I can keep going. You want me to keep going? I can keep going.
But with that being said, though, and I think I know the answer, but everything you just told me, would you change any of that to do what you're doing right now?
No. Hell no. None of it. Even if I was 0-13, I wouldn't change it because everything is already written. And God has a plan for everybody. And fortunately for me, this is my plan. It's gotten me to this point in my life. You know what I mean? It's gotten me to the point where I was an Olympic alternate. I was able to beat a lot of quality guys in the amateurs. I was 3rd at the World Championships in Russia as an amateur. A place I would have never thought I got a chance to go. I got a chance to go to Ukraine and fight over there and visit 2 countries and visit the nice, beautiful people that I still have relationships with today. I was able to go to Siberia, which was negative 45. I don't know how they live up there like that, you know. I was able to go to Ireland and a bunch of different places, all via boxing. So I'm very grateful for it. Please believe it. I'm very grateful for it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
You mentioned Ireland, man. That's like one of my favorite spots. That was my first international trip ever, man, and I love that place, man. Ireland get a lot of love from me, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I liked it. I like Belfast a little better. It was a trip. I went all around it. It's not my favorite country, but I liked it. I loved it.
What's his favorite country?
I loved it.
What's your favorite
I
country?
treated it really well. My favorite, if I had to choose right now, Brazil, no doubt.
Brazil. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it out there. I was the man. That's my profile picture for my Facebook.
Hey. That's another story, brother. Because I hear if you can't get no play in Brazil, something wrong with you.
Yeah, you don't get no play in Brazil, you can't speak Portuguese. You better learn Portuguese. They have no. It's like Russia. They really don't. It's not their English is not their language.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. It was beautiful, beautiful people. Everywhere you go, people smiling. Even though the area I was in, they didn't have much, but shit, they treated me like I was family. So I'm not complaining.
Right.
You know,
right.
People out there.
Right. Hey, going back, you were talking about amateur, and I'm glad you touched up on that because I get a lot of guys that decide, you know what, they see Rocky and they decide like, you know what, I want to go ahead and become a professional fighter. But can you please tell people the benefits of being a high-level amateur coming off the streets and trying to get in the game when you become a professional? What are the advantages of being a high-level prospect amateur when you go pro by somebody who doesn't have that?
It's the equivalent of not playing basketball in the streets and trying to walk onto your high school team as opposed to not playing basketball at all and walking onto your high school team. You can be a really good I'll stop that now. Tell me one champion or several champions who had no amateur background that are necessarily listed as all-time greats. If you can't think of one off the top of your head, it's because it doesn't happen often enough for you to take that route. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that there can't be guys that don't do it. Like Gabe Rosado, I don't think he had an amateur career, and I think Cesar Chavez Jr. didn't have an amateur career. But those guys are really good fighters, but they aren't necessarily all-time greats. No knock against them, but it's just, it is what it is. They aren't necessarily all-time great fighters. So Tyson, Foreman, Frazier, gold medalist. Lewis, gold medalist. Bo, silver medalist. Anthony Joshua, gold medalist. Klitschko, gold medalist. Tyson Fury was an amateur, like a junior world champion. So all of these guys have really good amateur records. So you better get in the amateurs and learn and hone your craft. And,
right.
Perfect your skills.
Right.
I wish I could have stayed amateur another 4 years. Even though I'm having a really good pro career, a great start to my pro career, I wouldn't have minded staying amateur for another 2 to 4 years, just because of the experience that you got. Like, you got to understand, I've been in the ring as an amateur with a guy who fought for the world title and a guy who was a world title. So, you get those opportunities.
Right.
As an amateur, yeah.
Okay. Well, got time for one more question. It's coming from somebody off Periscope, and they want to know, last but not least, how do you want to be remembered in the boxing world when your career is over with?
As somebody who gave back, as somebody who encouraged those who felt like those who needed encouragement, even if they didn't need encouragement, as somebody who was positive, somebody who was always smiling, somebody who worked out with children. Some pros won't work out unless the gym is closed or they close the gym for them. Nah, my gym is dope. I got little 5 and 6 year olds. While I'm hitting the bag, run up to me, they'll blast me in the side, and they run off. So you can't keep it unless you give it away, and you got to give it back. So LaRon Mitchell, no matter what happened, He always shook your hand. He always made time to take pictures for you. He always gave you a shout out if you came to his fight. After my fights, the doctor and I, we always get into it because the people that pay good money to go to the Thompson boxing shows, they all hang out after the fight, and I go take pictures with him. And the doc's like, "Hey, let's go. We got to get you checked in." So he really wants to go, but I'm like, whatever. I'm taking pictures. These people came to see me at a show that's the lifeblood of boxing. So I'm going to do it. So I'm somebody that gave back.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I'm going to hold you to that, brother, because I'm not too far from you. So I'm going to drive to Frisco, and you let me know. We're going to coordinate when you in the gym, man, because I got a 5-year-old. Here he is right here. My son,
okay.
Diesel.
What's up, little man? How you doing?
Say what's up.
What's up?
How you all right?
Yeah.
What's your name, little buddy?
I'm Diesel Stokes.
His name is Diesel.
Ernesto?
His name is no. No, his name is Diesel. Diesel. His name is Diesel.
Oh, Diesel, like Shaq Diesel.
Yeah, that's his real name. His real name is Diesel, man.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Hey, Diesel, let me see your fist, man. Do this,
Put your hands
man.
up. Put your hands up. Put both of them up.
Oh, there you go. You're going to be a champion one day. That's what I'm talking about. He put both of them up. He already ready to go.
Oh, he already know, man. So we got
Yeah.
to coordinate, man. I bring him down there, meet you, but have him work out in the gym, man. He loves boxing, brother, and if it's in his blood, man, hey, we gonna take it day by day,
Yeah, for sure, no doubt, man. Whenever, just all you gotta do is show up, man. I'm in there every day, so just let me know when you come and I'll be there.
Maybe this Friday.
Okay, let's do it. Friday,
Okay.
that works.
Okay. Say bye.
Bye.
All right, Diesel, you have a good day, man.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, that's going to conclude Behind the Gloves with heavyweight prospect LaRon Mitchell. We really appreciate the time, LaRon, man. And last but not least, one more thing. For your fans and people that want to get in contact with you on social media, can you just blast that out?
Yeah, my Twitter, whoopass_tweets. That's my Twitter handle. So hit me on Twitter whenever you get a chance. Twitter_tweets. Hey, man, no trolling on there neither, man. I'll be hating having to block people, but I'll be trolling sometimes.
Bro, hey, I didn't know what the hell a troll was, man, because my wife be on social media, and this is a side note too, man. But you got so many social media gangsters out there that just hide behind it, bruh, man. You have people just coming attacking from all angles, like, man, nigga, you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know me.
I said they brought it out. You just thinking about it.
Right, man, for real. Yo, man, I thought I was back in Rochester, New York for a second, for real. Hey, but
internet gangsters in the ether.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, no Instagram, no. You don't have no Instagram or Facebook or anything.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I got an Instagram, man, but I'm not on there enough.
Okay.
Like, to be honest, I should probably be on there more, but Twitter is where you find me. I retweet a lot of stuff. So if you necessarily you give a shout out or you say something I think is fresh, please believe I'm retweeting it, and I follow back too. I ain't one of these funny style dudes that I'll never have 12,000 followers and I'm following 100 people. I got 12,000 followers. I'm following 12,000 people too because I want to know what's going on with the people as well.
Good to go, man. Yeah. Well, once again, man, thank you for tuning in to From the Ring to the Motherfucking Concrete with special guest LaRon Mitchell. LaRon, thank you for your time and thank you for letting me be myself, brother.
All right on, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. I'll give you a call in a few, all right, baby?
All right, for sure.
All right, peace.
Have a good day.
You too. Peace.
All right.